Let's do this.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of MW3 Tips. My name is 808 and today I have a nice little video of kill confirmed on the map Village. I think this is an awesome map. It's really conducive to fast-paced gameplay. I always seem to do really well on this map. And it's good because it suits all different playstyles. So you can play as a sniper, or you can run a gun, or it just lends itself to many different playstyles. And I think that's what a good map needs to do. I think it needs to be able to cater for all different types of players and all different types of playstyles. So with that being said, I wanted to use this video to talk about the blue perks, because up until recently I have been running pretty much Sleight of Hand Pro exclusively. And the reason for that is it's been in all the Call of Duty games since the original Modern Warfare. And I just got into this mindset of thinking it was the best blue perk available. I mean, being able to change weapons quickly and being able to reload your weapons really quickly is really, really good. Particularly for my type of playstyle, which I like to run and gun and really get in there in the action. So those benefits are always really, really attractive to me. But recently I realized that I have not unlocked most of the blue perks in the pro variation, which is blasphemy. I know, it's bad, 808, bad. So I set about playing around with some of the other blue perks. And what I realized is that some of the other blue perks are actually really awesome. So I'm going to do a bit of a review of the blue perks and kind of put them in my order of preference in which I think is the most valuable. Now the way I'm going to rank them is in terms of which perks have the best persistent functionality. So which perks help you out all the time as opposed to the perks that only help you out in certain scenarios. Now, just because I rank a perk lower doesn't mean that I think that this perk is useless. I just think that there are better perks within the class. So the first blue perk we're going to look at is Blind Eye. So this basically makes you undetectable from air support and sentries, which is pretty damn useful, particularly if enemies have got kill streaks going. And the pro variation allows your launchers to lock on much faster and increases your bullet damage on the air support and sentries. So this is pretty good for the LMG categories specifically in taking down air support. So this is pretty good, but it requires the enemy to have some sort of air support or sentry up. Otherwise this perk isn't helping you out. Hang on a minute, just check out this sweet little double kill. Ooh yeah, sit down. Now the next perk is going to be Extreme Conditioning. I put this on par with Blind Eye because like Blind Eye, it's not always helping you out. It's only giving you an advantage when you're sprinting, and that's only going to give you an advantage if you're someone who sprints a lot. Now the pro variation allows you to climb over obstacles much faster, which if you are jetting around the map can be very, very useful. I actually think that sprinting is a bit of a nasty habit. I find that when I'm running around the map, I'm not being careful, and I'll often find myself in situations where I'm not ready, and therefore can't raise my weapon and get myself on target before the enemy kills me. But of course this is totally personal preference. If you're one of those players who likes to continuously run around with a shotgun or an SMG, and you can manage to get your shots on aim after sprinting, then by all means use Extreme Conditioning. I on the other hand have really sucky aim, so this doesn't work for me at all. The next perk is Scavenger. Now we're getting into the good stuff. Now Scavenger is awesome. It allows you to resupply your ammunition from all fallen enemies, and the pro variation allows you to start with extra magazines, which is awesome. More ammo is always awesome. But my argument for not ranking this higher is that if you're smart, you don't need this perk. Fallen enemies always drop a weapon of some kind anyway, so you can run over and swap your existing weapon for that one if you're running low on ammo. So really, you can get away with not using this perk at all, provided of course that you don't have any problems using random weapons that you find on the ground. Sleight of Hand comes in next, and this was my favorite blue perk of all time. It allows you to reload your weapon 50% faster, which makes a huge difference depending on which weapon you're running, particularly with the LMGs, and specifically I'm talking about the M60, which can take almost 10 seconds to reload under normal conditions. So halving that is a massive advantage. But even on the SMGs and the shotguns, being able to reload super fast will get you back into the action and allow you to start firing more quickly than your enemy, which is a huge advantage. The pro variation allows you to swap to your secondary weapons much much faster than normal, which again is very effective if you're in a firefight and you drain your primary weapon to 0. Usually swapping over to your secondary weapon, depending on what that weapon choice is, can be faster than reloading. You'll see it a lot in my gameplays that I will run my primary weapon completely dry and then quickly swap over to my secondary to keep on firing. Now this obviously suits the run and gun playstyle, which is what I usually like to do, because it allows you to continuously keep firing at the enemy with only a very short pause to swap to your secondary weapons. And finally, for my top pick of the blue perks is my newfound love, the Recon perk. Now the reason I think this perk is so awesome is the standard version of this allows you to paint enemies with explosive damage, so that can be anything: stun grenades, concussions, EMPs, Semtex, frag grenades. So basically enemies will appear on your minimap as if you had an advanced UAV up, and this lasts for 10 seconds, so this can be massively beneficial when you're in a firefight, when you have an idea where the enemy is but you're not exactly sure. So you'll see a couple of times in this match I throw out a flash grenade and I hit more than one enemy, and I get a whole bunch of little enemies, and I can see exactly what direction they're going, whether they're standing still, and it allows me to usually flank and kill those enemies. Now the pro variation gets even better. It basically means that all bullet damage has the exact same effect as your explosive damage, so it paints the enemy as if you had an advanced UAV up. So if you're firing at the enemy and you only get a couple of hit markers, you'll still have an exact idea of where they are, what direction they're moving, and you'll be able to take them out a lot more easily. Unfortunately, at the time of recording this particular gameplay, I didn't have the pro variation unlocked, so there's no actual footage in this particular gameplay that shows this in action. I've played a few matches since unlocking the pro variation, which I think might have been the match after this particular one that I unlocked it, and it's just absolutely devastating. It's a really huge advantage, and definitely makes this perk even more powerful again. If you're still not convinced and can't bear to live without either Sleight of Hand or Scavenger or whatever other blue perk that you prefer to run, check out this specialist setup that I put on the screen, and this might even blow your mind hole. But this runs with 3 blue perks, and this combination is pretty deadly, I've found. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter which order you put them in, but I've put the Recon in my first blue perk, and then in my specialist setup, my next one is Sleight of Hand, and then I use Scavenger. So then you get the benefit of 3 blue perks in tandem, which is just crazy, really. It's almost unfair how good this particular setup is. So with the specialist package, you don't even have to sacrifice Sleight of Hand versus Scavenger versus the Recon perk. You can run them all, and it really is very effective, which is one of the reasons that I think the specialist package is probably one of the best point streaks available. I know this topic is pretty controversial with some people. Some of you might be thinking, that's just crazy. I'm not going to leave Sleight of Hand for your stupid Recon perk, but you got nothing to lose. Give it a go. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. I've been running it pretty much exclusively in the last week or so, and I found in team-based games it's awesome, and that even in free-for-all matches it is very effective. But if you have a different opinion of which blue perk is the best blue perk, I'd love to hear it. So go ahead and leave me a comment in the comment section below, and let me know what your preferred blue perk is, and what your preferred perk setup is as well. But that's the end of the video. I want to thank all you lovely people for watching and giving us your support. If you did like this video, go ahead and click that like button. It helps us out an absolute ton. And or share and favorite this video. If you haven't subscribed to us, go ahead and click the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any content coming up in the future. I've got some really groovy stuff coming up, like an Overwatch map recon coming up pretty soon, where I'll be covering a whole bunch of useful information on that map, like spawn locations, where campers like to hide, the hot spots, and just general good routes to run. If you can't get enough of me, you can check out my YouTube channel. The address is up on the screen right now. But I want to thank you guys again, and I will see you all next week. See you laters.